We are always at war with the soul, a tugging between doubts and desires. We sometimes win, we sometimes lose, but it's our struggles in these attempts that mold us into being. You are your greatest friend, you are your most loyal ally, and you are also your worst adversary, your unforgiving judge. Understand this, and balance you shall gain. We often get lost in all of that because we tend to seek control. We tend to pursue it. We try and try and try to eliminate the other spectrum of which our soul opposes us. But guess what? Our soul will always oppose us. It always will. We try and try as if we could bend our very nature. We can't. It's through this pursuit of control that we cascade into the delusions of thinking that what we want is what's necessary. But what we forget is that a want is a want for a reason. And as the ones in charge, as the ones meant to lead our souls, we have a moral duty to say no to that, to reject that, to set that aside. Because it's in between all of this that wisdom comes in. Pursuing control? Nah. Pursue wisdom. Pursue wisdom. That's what we need to do. Because most often than not, we talk about discipline. We prioritize discipline. When we think about discipline, we think about getting all of these things done. We think about making an entire checklist, a long ass checklist of things that we need to get done in a day. But what happens to that list? And I have to admit, I've tried making that list. I don't think I've ever accomplished one of them. And I'm working on that still. But it's that I got it wrong. It's not discipline that you have to prioritize. The wisdom lies in acknowledging the fact that the first step to take in growing these habits and growing these characters is just the wisdom of turning up. Just show up. It's the very first thing you have to do. It's the very first thing you have to do, and it's also the hardest thing that you're gonna be making, that you're gonna be doing. Let's make an example. You got a school project, you got a school activity, you got a homework. How long does it take for you to finish that? Sometimes long, right? Because you've got all of these options, you've got all of these routes that you can take, you've got all of these approaches that you can attack this project with. And what happens? You end up thinking and thinking and thinking, how, which. And now you're just stuck in that loop of just thinking and thinking and thinking. There's no more doing. But then when you fast forward into the situation, you're on the deadline. What happens? You finish it in a snap. You finish it that quick. Why is that? Because at that point in time, you have been left with no options but to just do it. And now that you're just doing it, you are out of options. You only have two options now. It's either you continue what you're doing or you just stop. That's it. Because beyond that point, once you start, those are the only choices you can make. Once you start, it's either you just keep going or you stop. That's it. And so that's what I would say is the best routine that you could build. It's a routine that eliminates as much options as you have in a day. I don't think the best routine is making a list of 20 check boxes and trying to tick them all off throughout the entire day. Try that. It's hard. So if you do that and you've accomplished it, I respect you a lot. But for those like me who struggled with this, just show up. Just make a routine wherein you eliminate as much options as you can. Again, it's a school project. What happens when you start doing it? You're left with two options. You either continue or you stop. That's it. And sometimes showing up is the very first thing you have to do, even in the morning, even in building a routine. Sometimes we think discipline is, oh, I have to wake up at 5 in the morning. I have to go to the gym. I have to run. I have to take a cold shower. I have to do this. I have to do that. Yada, yada. So much thoughts already cluttered up right off the bat. What do you think will happen? Everything's gonna get messed up. It's all gonna be in shambles. You're gonna keep finding excuses as to why you didn't get this done. Oh, I didn't get to go to the gym when I woke up because I needed to rest more. Oh, I didn't get to do this because. So instead of waking up and making a whole list just like that, just start with waking up. Just show up. If you think you're gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and you say you're gonna wake up at 5 a.m., then do exactly just that. Do exactly just that. Just wake up at 5. And then once you wake up, that's when you take the next step. It's okay to write a routine down. It's okay to plan your day ahead. But you have to take it step by step. You don't wake up and then just try to finish all of these things. You're not going to accomplish anything. Sometimes, right after you wake up, you just have to do the hardest thing right off the bat when you wake up. And now I'll leave that question up to you. What is that one hardest thing that you find hard doing when you wake up? Something that we should be prioritizing is reading the Bible, spending the morning in prayer. It should be the first thing that we're supposed to do. Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom and everything shall be added unto you. Not add everything onto your day and then seek the kingdom. It doesn't say that. Seek first. And I gotta admit, as a Christian, it's hard for me as well, but I'm fighting for it. Because I see the importance in it. I see the purpose in it. I see the weight of the why. And that's why I respect it. And that's why even though I don't feel like it, I do it. And that's why showing up weighs more than discipline. Because in showing up, you're gonna have to do it regardless of how you feel. I get that discipline has that aspect also, but when showing up, it's only one option for you. You just have to show up. And so, with that, we often mistake discipline having more weight than showing up. Because even the most disciplined person on this earth struggle with showing up first thing in the morning. The person who shows up, regardless of how they feel, will 100 out of 100 times beat the person who only shows up when they feel like it. Because the person who shows up gets their foot ahead, one step at a time, every single moment. And so, show up. Just show up. Just take it one step at a time. No need to have everything jumbled up. No need to have everything muddled up with what you want to do. Just do what you need. Eliminate as much options as you can. And then discipline follows. Once you start loving the idea of showing up, once you start just pushing through the pain of having to show up, that's when you build discipline. But then being able to show up only comes with self-respect. And as per relation with my last video, you've got to respect your potential. Because I don't think you would show up if you didn't think that your why was worthy enough of your time, of your energy, of your effort, of your strength. So respect your potential. Have a why strong enough to push you to show up. And honestly, it's just a mental framing thing. Because I do believe that whatever why you have, it's strong enough. You just have to recalibrate your mind. You just have to switch your frame. You just have to change your angle on it. So this is why showing up has more weight than discipline. So I encourage you, pursue wisdom. It's also in the Bible. It's somewhere in Proverbs, I believe. Pursue wisdom. Seek first the kingdom. Just show up. Do the hardest thing first. And then do whatever you need next. Eliminate distractions. Don't wake up and grab your phone right off the bat. Just show up.